Hi Queens, so we're going to be talking about the hot and cold, which is also very similar when somebody is distancing you, which is also known as the push and pull technique. I want to explain what that might look like and how to deal with the situation and the dynamic. I'll link every study down below as well, so stay tuned. Hi, if you don't know who I am, I'm Sindy V King. I'm a creator of Calling My King. I help transform women to create lasting love through Vedic astrology and neuroscience and transactional analysis so that she becomes the queen of love. So hello and welcome. If you haven't subscribed, you better try to do it now because I noticed that there's a few of you guys have missed out on that. I do have a membership, so please join me there and like the content as well. I love to hear your story. Share the whole about the push-pull technique, which is normally is a form of control. It is considered to be the mirroring effect, and it is considered to be very toxic in any ways because there is brain chemistry that is being flow in and out that you will notice. The biggest important component when you notice somebody is doing the push and pull technique is like, okay, they start to woo you. That is the first phase. They start to love bomb you in a way that they throw in compliment, and then they go silent for you. And then you get really anxious, and then you feel because of the pull away, and then you start chasing them so they feel like you really need them. But that's not the case. So in neuroscience, we call it the push-pull superficial technique. And that's identified by the neurotransmitter being involved in the brain function achieving this. And there is scan that it does affects the human brain. So if you feel like you're completely out of whack or just feel like out of your own sense of mind, this is a very common technique that people can use in sales, they can use in dating. It's definitely a form of manipulation. I feel anxious and you need to like do something about it, right? In that sort of case as well. So that being said, this is a really big thing. If you're in this sort of dynamic, you want to be able to get out of it immediately as quickly as you can. And that's like by regaining some of your own power. So that's mean you don't need to be in contact with the other person, and you can check up with them as well. That's how you know if there's a push-pull technique. Just checking in, say, hey, I'm just checking in how things are going with you, and that's it. And that is big, really key and important here. And and I think it's important to tell how much communication that you want to have with this other individual person. Is it consistent or is it short term? What does that might look like? But the biggest thing that I have noticed in general is like you want to be able to mirror this as well. So if they were pulling back a bit, go ahead and pull back, right? And I would say a good time frame is 3 days. 3 days before you kind of take any sort of action that needs to be done. I feel like when we're in this sort of situation, it's very awkward and you don't know if they're consciously doing it, or especially dating coaches have done this technique as well. So you would get a flood of text message and all of a sudden you don't hear anything. It's almost like very ghosted, and then you start hearing back from them and then you don't hear from them. This is the push-pull technique that we have in the brain function. That being said, I want to conclude my video today. I want to thank you so much for your time, and if anything that you want to request a certain videos, you're more welcome to do so. For more Q&A type of question, I do it more towards the membership here on YouTube, so don't forget to check that out. And every study that I have looked through, I'm going to link it down below so you have a better understanding how the push and pull technique can be beneficial in some ways, but also disadvantage in other ways. So just if you are sharing your story, sharing is caring, and I totally support that. That being said, I want to thank you for your time, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye now.